There are so many changes happening right now in the marketplace. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm sure that you probably have because people are buying differently. And the way that they are consuming our marketing, our messages, the way that they're taking action on our messages, on our marketing is different than even a year ago. I would say even 6 months ago. So, I want to share with you today what's currently happening in the marketplace and what you can do starting right now to change that so that you start the new year. Can you believe we are already talking about the new year, 2024? So, you can start 2024 with success and not left behind. How does that sound? Welcome. And if we haven't officially met yet, my name is Ginna Tassanelli. I am the founder and owner of Stylishly Branded Hype Media and Style Rebel Mama. And we work with high qualified experts that are actively seeking to become or have an irresistible market share. But really, it's anybody that is a business owner, a CEO, expert that is really looking to dominate their industry on social media in the digital space so that you can get found as the go-to solution in your industry. And we do this both on done for you and done with you services with a very simple, scalable, holistic marketing system that truly ignites your influence into a bold, powerful, humanized presence. And so your marketing strategy is one of those things in your business that cannot be put to the side. And as much as you can delegate, right? Because if you are at the level in your business where you have the resources, financial resources to delegate, even with a small budget, you can delegate things. There's one thing that you cannot delegate when it comes to your marketing, and that is you as the expert in your business, you as the leader of your business, you as the personal brand. So I want to share with you some of the things that I'm seeing right now in the marketplace and the shifts that are happening and how you can stay on top of these things, these trends, but then also what you can do to make sure that as we end this year, we end it more successfully, but as we go into the new year, you're set up for success. Here's the thing, our marketing strategies can stay stagnant if we aren't selling to how our clients are changing their behavior. And I can't tell you how many times I get on a social media audit or a content marketing audit with a potential new client, and I'm looking at their current marketing, and it's like from literally the early 2000s. Right now, I come from a background in advertising. So I have been through all of the advertising changes and marketing changes and social media changes since really the inception of social media. I started at iHeartRadio back in 2000. I left there at the end of 2009. And so at that time, like really social media was just getting started, right? We were focused on radio. When I left, when I resigned and I started my own agency, still our clients were still mainly buying traditional radio as well as television, as well as, you want to hear this one? Newspaper, print. So a couple years in is when everything really started to evolve and pivot to 100% the digital space. And the reason why is because of how people were changing their behaviors, their buying behaviors. So if you're still stuck doing things the old way, right? I talk to some people and they're super stuck on like direct mail still. I'm like, huh? If you're still stuck, you're going to be left behind. So as things change, we as business owners, as marketers, also need to adapt and we need to learn to cater to these new buying behaviors. And so we want to look for how we can do this, in a way that allows us to stand out, because now more than ever, it's very saturated too. There's a lot of clutter, there's a lot of noise. However, that does not mean that you cannot stand out in that noise. Okay. So let's first dive into what are the actual shifts that are happening right now. So I'm going to share 4 of them with you. Okay. The first one that I'm seeing a lot of, and you can research this and do, look this up. I mean, it's all over right now, especially if you're staying on top of marketing trends and consumer trends, consumer behavior. One thing that I'm seeing right now is that people are really warming up to purchasing more often than not products through social media apps. So I'm going to give you a statistic that is, to me, it's just huge. So in May of 2022, only about 12% of consumers preferred to purchase products through social media apps like Instagram and Facebook Marketplace. In the last 3 months this year, now 41% of social media users have shared that they feel comfortable purchasing on social media. That is a huge, huge growth. Okay. So that is something that we have to pay attention to, because if you don't, you're going to be left behind. All right. So it's a huge shift. And why is this happening? Because social media marketing is becoming a place where people are more likely to build trust and interest using various channels. And so when you share content that is impacting your ideal clients in a way that is building that trust and that interest, you are going to increase your chances to getting that yes to your offer, to your service, or to your products. Okay. And we're not going to get into like the actual content today. Okay. Number two, the second shift that we are seeing is that Gen X and boomers, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of in between that category, that we are now shopping through social media more so than we ever have before. And it's not just the younger generation anymore. So here's some interesting statistics. 29% of Gen X and 16% of boomers. That word just cracks me up because my daughter constantly says to me, "You're being such a boomer." Anyways, can say that social media is their preferred product discovery channel. Now, 29% of Gen X people, this is up from 16% in 2022. 16% of boomers, this is up from 60% since 2022. That is huge. And guess what? These are people that have more disposable income. Okay. So this is a huge shift. So these generations typically would prefer to buy or to at least know about products from TV ads and internet search. It's shifting now. Okay. So what does this mean to you? It means that we need to get our marketing together. We need to refine it, and we need to give this audience a reason to follow us, to know, like, trust, and to eventually buy from us. And so if you're not marketing yourself on social media at all, it's time to change that. If you are, but you're like, nothing is happening, it's time to change that. And for those of you that are and you feel like nothing is happening, it really could be just some simple tweaks. Or maybe you have no strategy. Without a strategy, you're not going to have a plan, right? And then without a plan to implement, nothing is really going to happen, at least not intentionally the way that you want it to. Okay, the third shift that we're seeing is that people now more than ever want to support small businesses. So supporting small businesses is not dying, it's actually growing. So here's another statistic. 42% of consumers have chosen a product based on it being made by a small business. This is up by 8% since 2022. And 8% may not seem like a lot, but it's only going to grow. Okay, so why is this shift happening? Because people feel that when they work with a small business, there's more diversity in products and services. And there is. Like, when you work or when you buy from a large corporation, things are limited. And I also feel like things are very cookie cutter, right? It's not like that when you buy from a small business. And that's what people are now realizing. Working with a small business or, being a client with a small business, you also get, or you should have, more hands-on and personable customer service experience. And then the last thing is that when people work with you as a small business owner, they feel like they're giving back to the community. And so building community to people is also really important nowadays. All right, fourth thing here is that consumers are now shopping more consciously, and they're supporting businesses that they feel have more of a corporate responsibility. So I teach this in my programs. We do this for our clients. I share this all of the time. Be vulnerable, share your opinion, share your beliefs. People resonate with that. They are attracted to that. It's magnetizing when you share your own thoughts and feelings. So, I'm going to give you a great example. And it can also detract people, and that is okay too. So, I recently did a post on my personal profile, and I did a post on your thoughts on should you have your camera on when you are on Zoom, but in a professional business networking small group environment. Now, I will tell you the people that responded positively to this said, absolutely, yes, you should have your camera on because it's hard to engage with a name and a black screen. And my point was that when you go to network in person, depending on your culture, but most of the time you don't have your entire face covered, right? So you shouldn't have it covered on a Zoom networking call either. We're just using Zoom as a tool to, make it more feasible for people to be able to connect worldwide. And then there were some people that were completely opposed to that and thought that that was rude, for one, to make this a requirement to be on this specific networking Zoom call. Some people even said you shouldn't care about what people look like. It's about what they think. It's not about looks. But there were two sides to this. And, it made for interesting conversation. I think some, took it a bit out of context, but that is the lovely thing about where we live, that we're able to express ourselves. So, with that said, express yourself. People want to know about the issues that are important to you, and they care about that. And so that's going to really help with your marketing and how you're showing up online. So, takeaway from all of this: if you are currently marketing yourself and you feel that it's not working, shifts need to happen. Pay attention to consumer behavior, pay attention to trends. All right, so I'm going to do a quick little recap. So, 4 huge consumer behavior shifts happening right now, and what you can do to set yourself up for 2024. Number 1 is consumers are warming up to purchasing products through social media. So make sure that you have your social media up to date. It is relevant, it is bringing value, and it's connecting with people on a human level. Number 2, it's no longer just the younger generations that are shopping through social media. It's also the Gen X and boomers. Okay. So what does this mean? It means there are more people paying attention to you. It's time to really stand out and step it up. Number 3, people now more than ever want to support small businesses. So make sure that you are creating an experience so that people want to work with you. They want to support you. And then number 4 is consumers are shopping more consciously. Building that know, like, and trust is more important now than ever. And not only that, it's going to also allow you to stand out. I will see you next week, same place, same time. All right. See you guys later. Bye.